Roald Dahl, early life. Roald Dahl was born on 13th September 1916 in Llandaff, Wales. His parents were from Norway. He had an older sister called Astri, but in 1920 she sadly died when she was only 7 years old. Roald's father was so distraught that he fell ill from pneumonia, and a few weeks later he also died. At this time, Roald's mother was pregnant with her third child, who was born in the autumn. She was called Asta. His mother was a great storyteller and had a fabulous memory. Roald remembered many tales that she told about trolls and other mythical Norwegian characters. His father had been a wonderful wood carver, despite only having one arm. He had an interest in lovely paintings and fine furniture. He was very intelligent and knew a lot about many different things. School life. Despite having a happy home life, Roald had an unhappy time at his school in Wales and was often caned for bad behavior. As a result, his mother sent him to boarding school in Weston-super-Mare. He was just 9 years old when he arrived at St. Peter's School and met the twitching Latin teacher, Captain Hardcastle. The all-powerful matron, certainly inspiration for Miss Trunchbull in Matilda, who disliked small boys very much indeed, and the cane-wielding headmaster. At the age of 13, Roald attended Repton Public School in Derbyshire. He was happier there. He was brilliant at sports. However, his English master said Roald was quite incapable of marshalling his thoughts on paper. The boys at the school were sometimes asked to be chocolate testers for a famous chocolate company, and this experience later inspired the book Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Early work life. After he left school, he wanted adventure, so he got a job with Shell Oil Company. He was sent to Africa for 3 years. But after only 1 year, the Second World War broke out. So he enlisted with the Royal Air Force, RAF, and became a pilot. In 1940, Roald Dahl was posted to Libya, where he flew a Gloucester Gladiator plane. He crashed in the Western Desert in North Africa and suffered such a severe injuries to his head and back that he had to stay in hospital in Egypt for 6 months. He returned to the RAF, but after a while he began suffering terrible headaches from his accident. This meant that he had to return to the UK and could not fly planes anymore. In 1942, Roald was posted to Washington in the USA to work as an assistant air attaché. He met the author C.S. Forester, who suggested that Roald should write about his experiences flying planes in the desert. This led to Roald being paid for the first time for writing. which was in the Sunday Evening Post newspaper. In 1951, Roald had a collection of stories published in a book called Someone Like You. During this year, he also married the actress Patricia Neal. They lived in Great Missenden in Buckinghamshire, England. He wrote many of his famous stories there. Family. Roald Dahl and Patricia Neal had 5 children: Olivia, Tessa, Theo, Ophelia, and Lucy. Olivia tragically died at age of 7 from measles encephalitis. A year before that, Theo was involved in an accident. His pram was hit by a New York cab and he suffered a brain injury. Roald became very involved with the care that Theo now needed and even helped invent a piece of equipment that people with Theo's injury would need. During this time, James and the Giant Peach was published. This was Dahl's first book for children. Roald Dahl's amazing stories. Roald Dahl started telling his fantastical stories to his children at bedtime. He realized how much his own children enjoyed his stories and decided to write them down for all children to enjoy. Roald Dahl had a great talent for seeing the world through children's eyes. He said, "If you want to remember what it's like to live in a child's world, you have got to get down on your hands and knees and live like that for a week. You'll find you have to look up at all these giants around you who are always telling you what to do and what not to do." He had a passion for encouraging children to read. He believed that children should be comfortable with a book, not daunted. Books shouldn't be daunting. They should be funny, exciting, and wonderful. And learning to be a reader gives a terrific advantage. Later successes. In the early 1980s, he published The Twits, Revolting Rhymes, The BFG, and The Witches. Matilda was published in 1988, Trot in 1990, and his final children's book, The Minpins, in 1991. Sadly, before The Minpins was published, Roald Dahl died on 23rd November 1990, aged 74. Question time. What was the name of Roald's younger sister? Tick 1. Number the events below to show the order in which they happen in the story. What disability did Roald's father have? His mother was a great storyteller. Roald remembered many tales that she told about trolls and other mythical Norwegian characters. What does mythical mean? What inspired Roald to write the book Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? What does all-powerful matron mean? What characteristics might she have had? Explain the effect that the plane crash in North Africa had on Roald's career with the RAF. In your own words, explain what Roald thought a writer should do if they were going to write books for children. Suggest as many reasons as you can to explain why Roald Dahl started to write children's stories. Do you think that Roald Dahl's book have encouraged you to read? Explain your answer. Let me leave you with the answers. I hope this was inspiring that one should never give up in life. Similarly, do keep motivating us by liking, sharing, and subscribing, as this motivates us to come up with more video, come up with more innovative ideas and creative uploads. Till then, do take good care of your health. Thank you.